What up, y'all? GM, how we doing? Welcome to another episode of Behind the Avatar, brought to you by metaSKINZ. Make sure if you haven't already, head over to metaskins.io, pick yourself up a founder key, support the show, support what we're doing. We got some play to earn mini games coming for you guys, so be on the lookout for that. The best way to be able to earn early with that is to have a founder key, so make sure you pick one up. And then just show some love and support what I've been doing and what we are going to continue to do in the future. But anyways, we have a really fun guest today. Outer Studios is in the house, and I need to switch screens so we can see you. Boom.
How's it going, everyone?
What up, y'all?
How's it? How's it?
There.
How's everyone doing?
Everyone's doing good. I don't see the chat because I lost it per usual, but it's all good. We'll get some people in here soon-ish. But anyways, let's just kick it off here. I like to always start off the show just with um, what am I trying to say? Just with a origin story, if you will. What up, G is us? Just a quick little origin story of you, your company, your business, whatever you want to call it, where you came from and how you got to where you are. Quick and easy, and then
All
we'll dive
right.
into it from there.
Yeah. I'll try to keep the quick and dirty version. So essentially, Outer Studios is myself and my partner Danny, and so we've been working together actually quite a while through architectural visualization. So before Outer Studios, I also own a company that specializes in architectural visualization and VR and 3D design. And Danny and I were working together for years, and we were both involved in the crypto space. And it's one of those things that just kind of fell into place. I came across the sandbox, and people were talking about it. This is probably like, I'm trying to remember the year. I remember sand price was like 20 cents. So whenever that was. Yeah. It was like 18, 20 cents for sand. It was back when you could, during a public sale, still go pick out your land and grab it before they
Yeah,
sold out.
wouldn't that be nice if we were still there?
Yeah. Yeah. The good old days. But so no, we kind of stumbled across it, or I stumbled across it and then sent it over to him. And Danny's, I would say, I'm pretty technical, but he's a whole different breed of technical, and so he really dove into what the sandbox was doing, and right then and there, we were like, man, we got to do something. We really know architectural visualization. We do a lot in Unreal Engine. That was our specialty. We would take anything that you could imagine in CAD and basically visualize it for our clients in Unreal Engine and just started bringing that game engine environment to ArchiViz, which you're starting to see a lot more of. I mean, it's just kind of like it's going to be a standard, and it already pretty much is. But that's where our influence has come into creating and kind of what Outer has become, and it's evolving even more than we could have imagined. From the day one original concept to what we have become now is a lot different than we imagined, but it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think it's awesome what you guys are doing. So elaborate a little bit more. Actually, first off, just because I have your name because I have your Discord, but introduce yourself. Let us know who you are, who we're talking to. I don't think I did that, and that was rude of me. So please
No,
introduce yourself.
no, no worries at all. So my partner, you'll see, he's located in Spain and the Netherlands, depending on the time of the season.
Smart.
But he's beasting. So if you're ever in the Sandbox Land or Discord, he's very active in there. He's been working with them for a long time, so he's very informative. He's beasting, Danny Basting. My name is Gordon. I go by Gus MacArthur. That's just my entity for everything. It's my band that I've been in. I'm a musician. If you that's what I go by. So I am
Okay.
Gus MacArthur. If you ever want to, go check it out. Just type in Gus MacArthur on Spotify or Google. You can go hear some music. That's just a passion of mine. I didn't want to get into it too much, but I actually, before I even got into the 3D VR stuff, I was in the events industry for a long time. So I was a video guy. If you ever been to a big festival and seen the video wall and the graphics, I did that for a lot of years.
Oh, cool. That's like
Yeah.
that's where like people came up.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe.
absolutely. Yeah, I never got to load anything of his, but there's been some pretty well-known NFT artists that I worked with their graphics before there was ever an NFT.
Yeah. You ever work with
Yeah.
Fuck Render?
Yes.
Yeah.
So again, just me basically as the video wall guy built the walls. I was more on the architectural rigging side, so I'd actually build
Okay.
and program the walls. Eventually, I started doing the graphics for the walls, but basically, I got handed graphics packages from the artist, and I was the one in charge of loading it and making sure it looked good on the wall and everything like that after
Nice.
building.
Nice. That's cool. That's super cool. So okay, so now we know you. Do you prefer to go by Gordon or Gus?
Either way, most people just call me Gus.
Gus.
It's easier, it's shorter.
It's straight to the point. All right. Well, cool.
Yeah.
Nice to officially meet you, Gus.
Yeah,
And I guess one thing that I'm curious about, just stop snapping my pen. I have a bad habit of doing that, and you guys probably hear it and are like, "What the hell is this guy doing?" Okay. So architectural visualization. What does that mean in a nutshell? I mean, it kind of makes sense to me, but like maybe just like give us just a really quick 101 on what that all actually means.
Absolutely. So, 20 years ago, architectural visualization would have just been, CAD files, and the CAD files are, based off the program CAD. And I mean, I don't want to dive too much into that because then we're getting into like the nitty gritties of original like 3D design and conceptual design. CAD is much more. It goes into plumbing, water, electricity, everything. It's basically how you can view site plans for something. So ArchiViz has been around in a nutshell in any way, shape, or form. As long as there's been a building, people draw things on paper. But really, what we've been doing. And what the industry has changed for architectural visualization is, let's say you own a plot of land, right? And you say, I'm going to build a condo on it, and I want everyone to see inside of those condos and pick out everything that they want inside of their condo. So that's where it one-ups itself every time there's a new technology. So now you have architectural visualization, which is actually catered now towards VR. So not only can you view something in 3D, I'm sure if you've ever shopped for a home or tried to rent a home, you see Matterports where you can walk through the house, which are 360s stitched together through photogrammetry technology. So utilizing that same technology, now we can say, okay, let's actually take what we have here. Let's take like XYZ point cloud files and let's go reiterate this in a game engine, and that's where visualization has really changed. So you obviously have the big two, which is Unity and Unreal Engine, but on top of Unreal Engine is also Twin Motion, which is actually catered towards architectural visualization. So anyone interested in that, it's fascinating. If you just like type in Twin Motion on YouTube or whatever, I know Unreal Engine has a ton of tutorials on it. But what people are doing to curate to this new, I'd say, almost Web3 environment is people don't want these stagnant Web2 visualizations for anything, right? It's just like shopping now. Like people are coming out with AR lenses and things for shopping, which is just going to cater more towards the experience of how everything happens. And that's what architectural visualization is. It's visualizing what could be before it ever happens. So that's like I said, start from a building all the way into the fine details. So we've actually, we've worked with clients that in the past where we've actually designed like the actual condo itself, and you can go through in VR and switch the flooring, the carpet, the furniture, all the things before you ever know it's going to be built 3 years from now.
Yeah, no, that's super rad. That's a super cool application of technology that I personally haven't seen a whole lot of, but I have like a little bit seen just like from looking at houses and stuff. But like it makes sense that things would continue to progress towards that as we get better and better technology and more people have access to VR headsets and stuff like that, where you would be touring your maybe home in a VR style tour eventually, and or like in maybe even in, I mean, the sandbox like obviously is cool, but like maybe touring your, I don't know, maybe it would work. It depends on, like do you think, this is just a random thought and it's just kind of a side tangent, and then we'll kind of get back to the conversation, but
no worries.
But do you think the potential, I feel like there's definitely potential for it, but like do you think, your own opinion, that selling, for example, like selling a home as an NFT, because I feel like we're eventually going to get to the point where like homes, like deeds, are NFTs. Um, and being able to tour the home in, for example, Sandbox, and not ever have to even go to the home, and you buy that. I mean, that'd be crazy, but like you buy that home, and now you bought the NFT, so you have the deed to the house, and so now you have both the virtual and the physical. I think that'd be a really cool application. I don't
So
know.
not, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off,
No,
but
that's
I'm just
good.
excited. I'm excited about it because I absolutely see that as an application, and it's actually it's very interesting. So on the first side of it, yes, absolutely. So there was a company out of Florida and one out of Texas that actually successfully sold a home as an NFT, and they were able to attach the digital documents to the blockchain NFT. Right? It was
Uh-huh.
like downloadable, and they were able to verify it, and it's like there's the deed to your house. So this is more of like a not an if, just a when this becomes more of a
Yeah,
formal process, and I'm sure it'll be some sort of like government entity run solution probably that makes it super official.
for sure.
But that's going to take a long time to catch up. I think in so many ways. I think it's going to be the companies themselves or the sellers themselves that innovate before it ever comes down to like the states or the governments. That's just going to take so long.
Right, right.
You've been to the DMV. You know what it's like.
Yeah, they're not changing anytime soon.
Yeah, exactly. But as far as the concept, like you're saying, yeah, touring, like imagine like a topical view, touring the floor plan in the sandbox, purchasing that home within the sandbox. And so you have the digital and real version. And the reason I got so excited, let me see if I can, I'm just going to share my screen real quick.
Please.
And
And I know,
so we,
yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
sorry, I got like cool cats up and everything. I don't know. Can you see my screen okay?
I see like your whole
See
Discord.
like your whole Discord.
Oh, just Discord. You don't see the Twitter page. Oh, perfect. Let me try this one more time. There we go. Okay. So we've actually done this. So in a very interesting way, I think. So when you own one of our legendary pre-builds, we have 3 right now. Um, the 3 have been sold out of the 3, and each have 5 copies. So it's kind of it's hard to break it down. But these are not cheap. Most people look at them and are like, "Whoa, I'm going to spend $3,000 on an NFT." So first, you're not just getting the pre-built itself. You're actually getting all the modular components when Polygon goes live. We're actually going to airdrop you every component. So just like a Lego box, you can build what's on the box, like you have the abstract home, or now you have all the components that made this, so you can build whatever you want. You can build a hotel, you can build a different house, anything you can imagine.
Uh-huh.
So that's the one major utility out of it. The second major utility is because we are architectural visual, we specialize in that, and we actually help people really build homes and structures. We've actually completed all of that real world 3D files that you can kind of see here. These are just glances at it, but that show everything down, to the studs and electrical. And this is actually downloadable content. So you actually be airdropped this unique NFT, and it'll come with the architectural blueprints to build this. So not only do you own it in the Sandbox metaverse, but technically, if you wanted to, you could go build this structure anywhere in the real world and have the files. You could take directly to an architect locally to you and have them checked. You could even communicate with us and be like, "Oh, hey, we noticed this," and put us in touch with your architect because we speak the same language. And but yeah, these are out of the box, ready to go, and a couple of the
That's
owners are getting them really soon.
that's super cool. Just so you know, I didn't want to cut you off because you were explaining it really well, but we don't see
Uh,
anything, we just see you. So
uh,
I don't know if can you send me just in the Discord chat maybe, and I can pull it up or something.
Absolutely. So I'll stop sharing. It's so weird. It shows it sharing on my end. So if you just go to our Twitter, the pinned Twitter post is what I was going
Oh,
through.
I've been staring at that the whole time. Like, that's funny. I wasn't
Yeah.
actually reading it. I was just listening. Okay, so let's switch up the views here to boom, so you guys can see a little bit of
Oh, I
what.
see. GSS said he's a writing user. That's awesome. Cool.
So this is what he was chatting about. So basically, you get the the outline of how to build it in the metaverse and also how to build it in real life. Is that the idea?
Yeah, so technically, like, and maybe this is easier to show both back and forth. If you go to the Sandbox Marketplace and you go to our page, which has the outer logo and then says Meta Realtor, you'll see these first three pre-builds. And let me just message it to you. It might be faster.
Probably.
I'll just send you the direct link real quick.
Perfect.
But essentially, so what we've done is we've created the structures already. So the first utility is you have a pre-built home that you can stage with modular assets that we've created, everything else. The second utility, once Polygon goes live, you get airdropped the individual assets that made that pre-built home so you can build whatever you want. The third utility is that you get the actual real world build files for the pre-built. So this 3-story structure that you're seeing, the abstract home, we've actually created the entire, working blueprint that you could take to any local architect and start building this on a plot of land.
Very cool. I love that. I remember seeing this early on when you guys. I mean, I don't know. I don't remember when. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. I remember seeing this and be like, "That's fucking cool." Like, I love the way that you're like kind of melding it all together, and you have the in real life side of things and everything. So okay, now let me wrap my head around it. And so you're saying that you get the fully built house, the abstract home that you can use in the metaverse, and then
Correct.
and then you get all the individual pieces that you guys do so cool, where you can go and build your own things. That it doesn't have to be that exact container home or whatever.
Yep.
And then you also get the blueprint for an actual architect or whatever, a construction crew to come along and actually put it all together for you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You totally got it.
that's super cool. So I'm pulling you up on the marketplace right now.
And I know this kind of full circles back to your original question, which is me saying I absolutely 100% believe this is possible. And that's something that we would love to do. Like, we would love to design someone's home they're even building off their CAD files for their sandbox land. So they own both the in real world and digital asset, and vice versa, design a digital asset that someone would love to build in the real world. And that's what we think is so. That's kind of why we started with the containers, is because we had this original concept, because there are so many people already utilizing containers for real world structures. It's become more and more popular over the last decade. So we are hoping that someone. What's that?
I said I've looked into it personally as
absolutely
an option of what I'm doing.
It's a dream of mine to own one out in the desert, a place I used to go ride in California. And I think that's something, if we would love for other people to do it, but it's a definite goal of OUTR to build one to multiple of these structures as kind of like our own compound eventually.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I was like, it'd be really cool if you guys could somehow, I mean, there's so many different ways to approach it, but like get a plot of land purchased and put up a bunch of these different houses on that, and then those could be Airbnbs or something, and like now my head's just like spinning about all the different ways you could like incorporate that into like a community aspect of like everyone mutually owns it kind of shit. Like, I'm sure you guys are thinking about it too.
That is definitely, you're 100% right. We've absolutely had that conversation, and we've talked about like not only like an Airbnb or ownership aspect of, if almost somewhat like a DAO, like if you are NFT ownership, you own this, you also own part ownership of the actual facility. But then we've, even broader spectrum, we even said, what about, teaching facility for not only teaching sandbox users, metaverse users, and then even, event spaces for just throwing, amazing Web3 parties.
Yeah, no kidding. Like, there's so many different ways you could approach it, but that's super cool. And these are awesome little homes, like even just to have in a game that someone's building or whatever in the metaverse, like, or in the sandbox specifically. Like, I mean, they're super cool just as they are, and then they come with all that other added utility. It's great. Is there? I'm just curious now, like, description for the right brain metaverse goes entertainers. Okay, like, is there? there obviously isn't a whole lot of information on the sandbox side of things. Whenever somebody finds this on OpenSea, would they see the details of like, hey, I get the blueprint and I get all the individual assets and everything, or
So the easiest answer is no, not right now, but we're
yeah,
updating. So excuse me. Basically, we're going to be able to update the sandbox description, and then also on OpenSea, and then we're trying to just put out as much information as possible so everyone knows. This was this was our first drop, and we knew certain things we were going to do, and other things kind of arose after. So now that we have the full blueprint and roadmap for these legendaries, everything will be updated accordingly, because that is definitely a big thing. Is you need to know what you're actually getting for sure.
yeah. No, I mean, I was just bringing it up. I
Yeah.
know that I have no doubt that you guys are planning on providing that. I was just curious about just missing something. So yeah, obviously everything's kind of in the beginning phase. I'm sure the marketplace is going to get a major upgrade eventually with all that kind of utilization and stuff that we can edit and stuff. But until then, I mean, it's out there, guys. If you guys want a cool ass home in the metaverse and also plans to build it in real life, go pick one up. Um, plug. But but yeah, I mean, super cool stuff. And this is just like this is like the first kind of stuff that you're doing, and then now, what else have you guys kind of segued into?
Yeah, so it was kind of interesting. So a lot of what we're doing now is prepping for Polygon Network integration into the marketplace. So as you can imagine, like our pre-built set, if you're on our marketplace page, anyone, you don't have to pull it back up, but if you scroll to the very bottom, you'll see the golden container series, and we actually released that for a contest, and
Oh yeah,
so
I
that's a
remember somebody I know won that. Saged.
saged one, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had I think in total there was 5 participants, and it was really close between I don't want to upset him, but it was really close between Sage and Maxi.
Sure.
And they had some amazing builds. Polianti had an amazing build too. So we narrowed it down to top three. Sage, everyone voted Sage won. So this entire set is his. But we're leaving it for free to add on the marketplace until Polygon goes live. Then the entire set will be minted and airdropped to Sage, and he will be the only owner. So anyone using it right now, it's more of an education thing, because this is the golden set. These are going to come out in different colors. We're prepping for obviously just the normal colors, and then we have bright colors, everything coming out. So this is more of like, use them so you can see how everything snaps together, get familiar with them, so that when these go away and the different colors come out, you can buy the kit. So it's a lot of different assets. So kind of full circle coming back, we didn't launch right away with these. We came out with the pre-builts first, knowing so people would know they get airdrop. That way they had something tangible built already, versus trying to pay gas fees for 37 different assets.
Yeah.
That were, especially at the time, gas fees were higher than what we would have charged for each individual asset. So it drive people crazy. So we're really trying to bundle and kit everything, and that's moving forward. We know a lot of companies are going to continue to do this, and it only makes sense to us. I mean, Sebastian, I was at a NFC conference, non-fungible conference in Lisbon, and I got to hear Sebastian talk about his interpretation of the sandbox, and it was interesting for him to say, think of Legos, right? And I was like, yes, because that's like something I always say about Outer, our modular designs for everything. I always like to tell people, think of a box of Legos. Our kit, we have what you can build, and that's on the box. That's great. But once you have the kit, you can build whatever you want.
Totally.
You don't have to build what's on the box. So that's we're just prepping for that, and you can see on the marketplace. We came out with our Underground series. And we actually just a few days ago launched the second drop of that, which was just almost like downloadable content for a game. It was the second half of the series. So those are just, pretty straightforward. It's a corner, it's cross section, straight, and T section and a brace for a tunnel. And now the second has hatches so that you can move up, so that you can always scale your build up, so you're not stagnant on the ground floor trying to create ramps for everything or things like that. So for this part of it, we knew going in after the pre-builds, we always wanted to drop different series. And I'm sorry if I'm rambling on too much.
No. Keep going. You're good. It's all about you, so you're doing great. I'm soaking it up. I'm loving it.
Okay, awesome. So we knew going in there's always going to be different themes and series, and that's why we're excited. I'll talk about the one that's dropping this week in a minute, but the Underground series was something that is going to continue to build off of. So right now you basically can go. I'm getting a feedback. I'm not sure where. Sounds like a room noise.
Do you have Twitch up?
Hello?
I hear you.
Yeah. No, it's just a weird feedback coming from the room all of a sudden.
Weird. I don't hear anything on my end, but we'll just keep rolling with it. It's all good.
Yep. Sorry. It's just messing with my head. Anyways, so the tunnel sections enable anyone to essentially, we want to build for builders. So
yeah,
that is like our motto when we are building stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I was just about to say, it's like, man, like I could use a lot of this stuff to build the stuff that we're trying to build. So we definitely will be figuring out a way to do that in the future.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. There's going to be so many people entering the sandbox ecosystem. I know Animoca Brands, which is partners behind the sandbox and the partners behind other deeds and everything else. They recently posted that they're expecting, like, I want to say it was like 300 million new users in the next 12 to 18 months to Web3 and Metaverse, stuff in general. So it's one of those things. There's always going to be people who are going to love Vox Edit and hand creating things and selling them, and that's fantastic. And we love that. I mean, we have people that we contract because we love their work so much for certain things, and we're like, hey, let's talk about a collaboration.
Yeah.
Even outside of our internal team that we have, but internally, our focus is how do we build for builders? Someone who's actively either creating their own games or building for other people or for companies, and what is going to affect how they build, and also provide the realism. So that's every asset we make, we take into account not only the size, the structure itself, and then everything that we can do to add that really makes it come to life. And testing out these tunnels with a lot of different groups before they were even launched really helped us kind of narrow out the features that we wanted. And everything we do is like a snap too. So we even have a grid. I think I sent you a video of our Modular Underground series showing just a quick time-lapse build that my partner Danny was building. And we always love to show that. We usually build for 10 to 20 minutes tops, and then we'll speed it up. So everyone can see hey, this is literally, us building for 10 to 20 minutes, and you can see something come together and come to life. And that's actually something we'd love to do in the future, is kind of like some quick contests that way. But the Underground series has been, I would say, the most fluid launch because it didn't have to have 37 pieces to make it work. Not that the container series needed all those pieces, but for the realism what we wanted and for what people to create, that's as many pieces as it actually required. But the Underground series, what we've seen is it's turning stagnant tunnels and builds into something that people are very, very happy with. We've received a lot of positive support from the community, so we're really stoked on it, because this was our first here it is, 100% modular. You see what we're working on. This is the future of everything that we do. And I know it seems, when you see an asset on the store that's just a cross of wooden planks, you're kind of like, is this important? Is this cool? Why do I need to own this? But when you really start using them and putting the pieces together, you will see what a difference it makes in the builds.
Totally. And I think I want to just take a second to drive home to the audience that, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right, that building these assets so that they click together and snap together correctly and correctly. I think that's the most important part. Correctly,
Yeah.
is I'm assuming a very tedious and like there's a lot of testing that needs to go into it and little minute adjustments all the time. I'm sure like I can't even imagine like I know my fair share way around box edit and stuff, but like I think people need to wrap their head around it. If you wanted to go and build a set like this for yourself to build a game or something, like it's gonna take you a lot of fiddling to get things to fit together correctly. Where you've already gone and done that for us. Where yeah, maybe we are skilled enough to create a structure like you've built, but do you want to take the time to go do that, or do you just want to say, hey, outer studio makes cool shit, let's put that in our game? Like no, like and save a whole bunch of time on the back end. Like I don't know, it makes a whole lot of
It,
sense to me.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, this isn't something, you're 100% correct. It's not something you can just like right out of the box just say, oh yeah, I'm going to go create that. It's just some wood planks and throw it together. No, everything is strategically planned, how they snap together, how they rotate, their pivot points, everything is methodically, placed and planned out by our team and tested and tested and tested over and over again. So yeah, I mean the amount of hours we're putting in versus costs of what people would have to pay. I think anyone just my question would be how much is your time worth to you?
Right.
Especially if you're building for a client. That's the other thing is building for builders. It's not all builders are building for themselves or games or their own following. They're also building for clients, and so thinking of times for clients, that's turnaround time. It's if it takes you a week to build these assets and you could have spent 100 USD and been done with it.
Yeah.
I think in the long run you'll be a lot happier with it.
Totally. And like I'm just thinking of it like just even from like my vantage point, like it's I don't know if you're familiar, but we're building like a bunch of mini games inside of the sandbox. And like just for example, like building a maze. If we were to do like an underground maze and we wanted it to look cool, like with all the structures that you guys have built, like me hiring that out to somebody to build all those assets just for our game is gonna cost so much more than
Yes.
than just buying those assets off of the marketplace. So like there's just so many different reasons why I know people are gonna want to use this kind of stuff. So props to you guys for taking the time to one figure it out and make things work as smoothly as I've heard so much good feedback about you guys, and that's one of the reasons I really wanted to have you on the show. So like, just keep doing what you're doing because you guys are doing awesome stuff. So we're all
Thank you very
appreciative
much.
of it. I know, yeah, like even in the future us's, we're like, oh, we don't have to spend the time to build all this and make a cool game. We can just plug it into our game. Like, yeah, it's gonna save us a lot of time.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much. No, very good. And it doesn't just stop with these are the main components coming out. But if I showed you the spreadsheets we have with even the assets that are created for the underground, everything from stuff that already exists in the store to stuff that doesn't, everything from pickaxes, minecarts, spider webs, lights, torches, railway.
Yeah,
These are all things that we create in the background that are not live yet. But they will be because again, the big thing is for us is especially in Polygon in the future, there will be a kitting opportunity where you can bundle things together. And just imagine going on a shopping spree like, oh, there is literally everything I need for this build. I have everything now, and I can just go run with it.
yeah. No, I love the kit idea. I think that's brilliant. Um, so yeah, and I'm just super excited to see where this goes from here. What I'm trying to look through. You sent over a bunch of stuff. Is there anything that you want me to bring up and show? We got a couple teaser videos.
Yes, so that was kind of stuff I think we already touched on some of the teasers. If you want, actually, just so everyone on stream could check it out, one of the it should be the Series 3 drop teaser, and that goes to show you just what it looks like a little bit more staged. Um, some of our assets, some free assets on the store that we just threw in there for staging the video. And that was even before the second set came out, before you could build up.
So I got drop 3 pulled up playing in the background of us right now.
Perfect.
Yep, this looks like the right one. So all the stuff that is scattered around, is that stuff that you guys built as well?
Yeah, some stuff is ours.
Some of
Some
it's
stuff is free from the
right,
store.
right.
Yeah, yeah. Certain things now. A lot of the stuff that we found, we had to start recreating because we want to make sure that we have options of our own as well.
Totally.
But just to give just a quick, it's just a real quick glance of what came and what is out now. But the big announcement, and there's been a lot happening in a very short amount of time. So the big announcement is this week. Fingers crossed. I mean, it's due for this week. We're supposed to be having something come out. I don't, I wonder what the rules are. Am I allowed to tell you the date? Maybe I won't. We'll just say this week. We are dropping a new modular collection, and it is our sci-fi collection. And we can tease a little bit about what is coming. But this is a big drop. This is over just around. We'll see what the final number is this week, but I'm going to say it's just over 20 assets. And that's just a glimpse. That is nowhere near the amount of assets coming out, but you'll see. And I wish I could show you guys the video. It's like 99.9% done, but I can't show you yet.
I am excited for it. Just from the guys in the chat, if you guys are looking at some of the previews I'm pulling up behind you, super cool stuff. Like, I love the sci-fi theme. I've always loved the sci-fi theme, but I think you guys really knocked it out of the park with just the aesthetically, like it looks like you're in a spaceship. So we don't know the date. Hopefully sometime next week.
I think it could be by the end of this week. I'm not going to give an official.
Okay, cool.
Possibly by the end of this week.
Well, everyone's on the edge of their seat waiting. Don't worry, you guys will get the announcements. I'm sure you guys have a Discord and stuff. Is that the best place to stay in touch with everything?
Yes, so we do have a Discord, and I apologize. We are a relatively small team, so someone just said the other day, you guys are doing so much, but it really is just myself and my partner Danny, and then we do have 2 others that are internal to the company working in different departments, but we are essentially a team of 4. So it is hard to stay update on Discord all the time, but we do have one. The announcements are always in there. If you're just looking for a direct Twitter feed and the announcements too, it's a great place to go. And we're all in different time zones, so chances are no matter when you say hi, someone will say hi back.
Yeah, and I think Discords, like, obviously, like, some Discords are great as like a community, like building, like people hang out and they hang out with each other and stuff, but like Discords are great for like that exact use of, like, if you know that you really like something like Outer Studios, get their Discord, put it in a folder at the top of your list that you check the announcements regularly for. Like, that's what I do. Like, I understand there's so many Discords out there and it's hard to keep up with everything, but like the ones that you really know you love and the ones that you really want to know what's going on, make a folder for those, put them in a folder and check them once a week, just so you don't miss the big announcements. And I mean, that's how I use it. That's how we really use our Discord for metaSKINZ. So I think there's no shame in having a Discord like that. So cool. So yeah, everyone get in their Discord, stay up to date, or go turn on the bell on Twitter and get notifications whenever they tweet stuff out.
Thank you.
Those are like the best ways, in my opinion, to
Definitely
stay up to date on things that you want to know about.
Yeah, we in the next month and a half, I will say we are going to be a lot better at Discord because we do have one of our employees is actually going to start help managing it. So it's going to be great.
Nice. That'll be helpful for sure.
Definitely help.
I am going to, for everyone tuning in live, I'm dropping a form in the chat. I forgot to mention this earlier, so thanks for hanging out listening. We're gonna do a giveaway for one of these bad boys, a construction worker. So fill out the form. This is the first time we're using this form. So let me know if there's any issues with it, but it should work smoothly. It's just a Google form. So fill that out and we'll do a drawing. I don't know if we'll do it live, but because that seems like a lot for me to figure out for the first time using the form. But we will do a drawing shortly after the show. So if you tuned in live, you will find out pretty soon if you won not the sandbox. Well, yes, the sandbox construction worker. Is there anything cool that comes along with having a construction worker, or is it just a cool asset to have?
It's just a cool asset to have. So yeah, there's a community of 500, not all out yet. So it's not huge supply, but he's in there, and we really would love to see a lot more of the construction workers around. We will have different construction workers coming out, different roles to play. So as far as utility, it's one of those things I never like to shut down. I would like to say we're like I said, we're always growing, and not that we're changing. I'd say we're evolving in a lot of ways. So it's one of those things. It's one of our original assets. It came out in drop one, so you never know.
Yeah, I mean that's the fun thing about NFTs, man. You never know. You never know what utility will get added to them. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
Once they're all gone, and we say everyone, and a year from now that holds a construction worker, maybe you get your own pre-built from the construction worker's office. I don't know, but I would never put it past us to add utility to original assets just for nostalgia reasons.
Yeah. No, I love that original assets can always get utility driven to them if you decide to, but like it's cool to have them nostalgically anyways, like especially if you guys have been around supporting these guys from the very very beginning. Like it'll be cool to like 5-10 years down the road to like say, oh hey, there's my construction worker that I got back in the day whenever no one even knew what the hell a sandbox was.
Yeah,
kind of thing. So yeah, that's super cool.
One thing I'll try. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna try and share this screen one more time, and tell me if you can see it. No, it's still just sharing me. Interesting.
I was gonna say I'm not getting anything on my end.
What if I turn off my camera?
No, it just shows your picture.
Okay. Well, I am sharing my screen. That's weird. It's not popping up.
Are you trying to show the game maker?
I was, yeah.
Damn. I wish we would have figured. I still haven't. Maybe we'll have to fiddle with it at the end and see if we can figure it out for a later time.
Yeah, no worries. I was just gonna show you guys just something I built, and again, like 5 minutes before stream, just utilizing the sci-fi assets. But
take a screenshot and send it to Discord. I know it'd be cooler to walk around probably, but
here, let me see. Well, it's just one of those things. It doesn't quite do it justice.
Yeah, I feel you. Or just save it for a rainy day.
Yeah, no worries. But I mean, some of the pictures you can see, you'll see again, building for builders we kept in mind. So you'll notice it might be hard to see on some of the pictures, but on the individuals, the corridor assets themselves. So we're going to be dropping like those are what we would call like a cabinet or control panel asset. And so there's going to be quite a few different variations of those. I didn't send you all of them. And then you're going to have corridor and room assets. And so the corridor assets are interesting because, again, they're very much like what we did with the Underground series, where you have a straight section, a corner section, a cross section, and a T section. But what we've enabled, just thinking again for the builders in mind, is you can kind of see it from that picture you have up. On the top of that item, there is a line depicting what section it is. So if it's straight, it just has a one straight line. And these will be marked in red when it comes out. So you'll actually be able to visibly see topically while you're building, without ever having to go inside your build. You'll know, like, oh, I just built a straight corridor into a corner section, into a cross section. I can now put the 6x6 building here, which attaches. Here's where the doors go. Here's where the cabinets go. And everything just shift clicks in and rotates and pivots right on point two. So even if you have it on one side of the corridor, you can duplicate the asset and completely pivot from 90 to 270 degrees, and it snaps right into the other side.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You guys have thought of it all.
We're trying. We're really trying. We want to make this not a set that visually, I think it's very impressive. And I think what you will see, this is a collection we're going to be building on for a very long time. We already have quite a few assets. This is just drop one. Like I said, just over 20 assets, which include the initial structures. But when you get into different drops in colors, different cabinets, utilities, animations, the possibilities are endless, right? Because it's sci-fi, so it's whatever we can think of. It's awesome. It's cool. We can collaborate on. Eventually, I think this is something we might even put out for builders that even want to create their own panels. We can kind of give them an idea of how to do so later down the road. So that people can buy certain sections, and if they do want to build certain sections, we're happy to, kind of give that information so that everyone can, really turn this in. It's just exciting for us. It's something we get excited about because, even watching the Golden Asset Contest, just seeing what people build, it's just something you'd never imagine, right? In my brain, it's I'm fixated on certain things, and my partner Danny, he's in certain worlds, so it's just always fun and exciting to see what people will actually build with these. And we think just having certain parts of it open source down the road is just going to make it even more cool.
Totally. I think the open source idea is a great idea down the road, because obviously you guys are going to do your thing and you're going to build cool stuff, but at the same time, there's all kinds of creative people out there that I'm sure will build other cool stuff that people would also want. So it's that's a cool way to give back to the community and kind of let them in on some of I don't think you guys need to share all of your secrets, but let them in on some of the secrets at least. And maybe that's an exclusive private Discord channel or something that has links to some of your training or whatever you want to call it, that breaks down how to actually build some of the stuff. And so then people have to at least support you guys somehow before they learn some of your secrets, kind of thing. I don't know, that's just me thinking more business side of things than anything, but I do that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, and it is one of those things you have to talk about, right? Because at the end of the day, there's certain things you have to do, otherwise you're just doing it for fun and you're not a company.
Right, exactly. And it's one of the this whole world is there's that fine line of I even struggle with it sometimes, convincing myself that playing this video game is work. You're showing up, you're working. It feels like you're playing a video game, but you're not. You're showing up and you're doing work that is gonna turn into a business. And it's just I don't know. It's cool. I love it.
It is. I know. It's one of those things. I have conversations with people all the time. They're like, "Oh, so what are you doing right now?" And I try to explain this.
Yeah.
And I've come up with different ways to explain it. I'm sure you do too. It's sometimes the easiest way for people to understand that I don't even know what Web3 or NFTs are is I basically just tell them I'm building stuff for video games.
Totally.
And they're like, "Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm easiest answer is building for video games. 100%.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Oh, okay," and that's where it's nice to end the conversation that way, because then it just turns into somehow I'm giving an NFT seminar to 10 strangers.
Yeah, because those are always fun. I mean, sometimes they are fun, but sometimes
they are fun.
Sometimes it's I just don't know if I got time for this. I am going to. I just saw you sent over your Discord link. I'm dropping the Discord link in the chat, y'all. If you're not in their Discord yet, make sure you go get in their Discord, stay in touch with everything that they're doing. Um, we're coming up on the hour. I know it went quick. We were a little delayed too.
Yeah.
Kind of, um, what's that show? What's the show called? No, Hot Ones. Hot Ones. There's a camera right in front of you, and that's the only camera we got. But tell the people where they can find you, what you guys got coming up. I know you kind of hit on the sci-fi stuff already, but just whatever you want to plug here right at the end before we wrap it up.
Yeah, definitely. So Outer Studios, it's OUTR Studios. You guys, you can find us. The best thing to do is just go to Twitter, follow us, Outer Studios. And if you do have a chance, we do have a website. It's outer.studio. And we try to post information there, contests updated regularly. Biggest drop coming up. So 2 things. Tunnel Series Part 2 just came out. So you can buy those, you can download those right now and start using them in the Game Maker. Let us know what you think. We'd love to see feedback on it. And the second thing is keep your eyes out this week for a special new series drop, which is sci-fi. And we know you guys will be ecstatic about it. You can look for posts and updates coming on Twitter to see more images. And there's already a ton of images on Twitter teasing at a bunch of the sci-fi stuff. So anything you didn't see today, you can kind of just scroll through our Twitter and you will see past images of the sci-fi components we've been working on.
Hell yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited for sci-fi. I mean, I'm excited for it all, but I'm especially excited for sci-fi. That's kind of my genre of choice. So that's gonna be fun to play around with. I for sure will be messing around with it. But thank you so much for coming on. It was great chatting, and we definitely will have to have you on, and maybe Danny as well, down the road whenever you have something fun that you want to let everyone know about, or if you just want to come on and kick it, we can. I'm always down
Absolutely.
to have a good time and chat. So
we're trying to free up our schedules more so both of us can be on builds. So we'd love to just hop on streams and do some builds and show everyone, how the modularity works and how to think modular. Because it's really changed. I think some of the people and streamers, that we've been working with and collaborating with to kind of get their feedback. It's changed how they think about how they're going to build things now. And I think moving forward, it's going to be a concept that a lot of people want to build that way. Because it really just opens up, and instead of having one building, you can have 10 to the power of 10 buildings, right? Just thinking modular.
Yeah, totally. That should just be a regular show that you guys do, is just thinking modular. And
that's a good idea.
Hop on and just build for 15 minutes or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, I would love to have you on, and maybe I fuck around and build, and you tell me why I'm not thinking modular, like what I got to do differently or something. But cool. Well, like I said, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you guys in the chat for hanging through. If you didn't scroll up, there is a form in the chat. Go fill that out. I'm gonna do the drawing probably right after this. So it's to win one of the construction worker guys. And other than that, obviously, go check out metaSKINZ, you guys know. And we will catch you guys on the next episode. Take it easy, y'all.
Thanks, everyone.